Hi guys, Jessie here, and welcome back to my Star Wars Rebels reaction series. Today we're going to be moving on to Season 2, Episode 5. So last episode, we finished our 2P continued two-parter episode with the reintroduction of both Rex and the clones. We had a AT-AT versus clones battle in a sandstorm. I was nervous for a hot second because it looked like Rex might sacrifice himself, but the Ghost Crew was able to swoop in and defeat the remaining AT-ATs, and it looks like Rex is joining the rebellion, maybe? Or at least he's tagging along for the time being. There's also a new Inquisitor in town who is stepping up because Callus isn't doing the job he's supposed to. Apparently Callus didn't get that threat that Tarkin made with the Grand Inquisitor. Yeah, but I don't think any more failures from Callus personally are going to be taken that well. But yeah, we got a new Inquisitor. So yeah, we'll see how much different this Inquisitor is going to be from the first Inquisitor we saw. Or if it's just going to be a reskin, basically. I can't really see this Inquisitor being that much more difficult than the last one. Maybe it's just because the first Inquisitor was called the Grand Inquisitor, and that feels very final boss kind of name. So now going back to the fifth brother, the second sister, whatever number they are, seems kind of like a downgrade. I mean, you start off with Jason Isaacs voicing the Grand Inquisitor. You can't really beat that. So I don't think this Inquisitor is just going to be as posh and intimidating as the first one. But I'm excited to see what kind of threat he's going to actually pose to the Ghost Crew. Or if the Ghost Crew is just going to mop the floor with him. So yeah, we took a little detour to collect some clones, but it looks like we're back onto the main plot. Whatever that may be. So yeah, let's go ahead and jump into this episode.
Let's end today's lesson by levitating Chopper. If I do, can I drop it? Sure.
What?
Lock it down.
Come on, Ezra. Focus.
Don't break Chopper.
I can't. I can't do it.
Hey, kid. While you're looking through the Force, don't forget to look with your eyes, too. The droid's got his feet locked down.
It's not fair.
Real battles usually aren't.
The Jedi General I served combined the Force with his wits, and it made him a great warrior.
Ezra's got plenty of wits. What he needs is more discipline.
Well,
Better find the med supplies quick. Captain Wits is about to need them.
so there's where the boy's lack of discipline comes from.
You're saying I lack discipline?
Yeah, that's exactly what I said.
Here we go again.
Yeah, but Rex doesn't really want to
Funny,
talk.
But a soldier's discipline can't compare to a Jedi's.
He took a lot out. He takes after Anakin a lot, I feel like.
So you're just gonna ask the Empire to lay down their weapons and give up.
No, that isn't what I meant. What I meant is Ezra's got to learn to stay in the moment. Be present. Got it, Ezra?
Ezra!
Hey, you weren't assigned this mission.
I assigned myself. I'd rather deal with the dangers out there than stay in the crossfire here.
You say that now.
Well, that's,
What is
intimidating.
It's an old Republic medical station, abandoned after the Clone Wars.
Man, so many things were abandoned after the Clone Wars. I don't think this is going to be as abandoned as everyone thinks it is.
Come on, Chuck. It's not so creepy, just dark. Nothing we can't handle.
Wait.
No, this place is
don't you
definitely haunted.
understand that?
Yeah, this is definitely haunted. I love Zeb's design and the way he moves. Because it's like kind of cat-like, but also has the weird grabby feet thing. Why are you taking time to tag? No one else is gonna see it.
Hey,
Ezra!
I don't know why I'm getting alien vibes.
Well,
Oh no.
Center.
Maybe it's more Predator than Alien.
These mystics are unnecessary. leader insists on sending them.
Agent Callus, I may have something. A power surge at a decommissioned medical station in Sector 11. Could be rebels.
Could be anything. A malfunction. Scavengers.
No. I sense those we seek.
One of your disturbances, I assume. Very well. Admiral, set a course for this medical station.
Your assistance is unnecessary, Agent Callus. I shall go alone.
Okay. He's a little intimidating.
So, change of plans then. Chopper stays here, repairs the files, while we search for the supplies.
Well, it's worth a try, I guess.
I don't think splitting the party's a good idea.
Well, generally it means I'm more perceptive, I can think on my feet. And I'm faster.
Really? Look, I don't care which one of you finds them first, as long as
Ezra
you
just
find
likes
them.
poking, just poking things he shouldn't.
Gonna run right past him.
They're all dumbasses.
Oh, not fair.
Fights rarely are. Next time, keep your head down and you won't get hit.
The fact that they've evaded the Empire this entire time. And that Miracle's name is Hera. As soon as Kanan and Hera are not a part of the crew, everything goes to shit. I don't like that. The tables have turned.
Chopper, where are you?
Chopper?
That's a different Inquisitor.
Looks like a probe droid.
My pet told me you were here. I've been searching for you for some time.
A bounty hunter?
Guess again.
Oh,
You're an Inquisitor.
Oh, good. I won't have to explain it to you.
oh.
You know what comes next.
Run!
She creepy. Oh, I really like her design.
Like Kanan said, it's never a fair fight.
It feels like the spinning is like making up for a lack of skill
That one.
in lightsaber training. Kind of like how Grievous used to have like 4 lightsabers. And now there's another one.
How many of these guys are there? 2?
Oh, what the hell is this music? Creepy operatic bullshit.
No! 3, 1.
You and I are gonna have a talk. And if you're good, maybe some of your friends will survive.
Oh, that's not great. Her design definitely reminds me of the sister from Jedi Fallen Order. Mm.
You can handle a lightsaber well, apprentice.
Well, I've got some time if you wanted a lesson.
You have great potential, but perhaps it is I that might teach you, as your master never achieved the rank of Jedi Knight.
But he took out the last Inquisitor. So I think I'll just stick with him.
Yes, the death of the Grand Inquisitor was a surprise to all. Yet, it does present the rest of us with new opportunities.
To
There
take
are
his
many
position.
hunting now, all intent on killing you and your master. Does that frighten you?
Well, she's infinitely more creepy than I thought she would be. Her voice seems familiar, though.
Your fear betrays you.
Why is it always that line? Does this just have, like, a book of just creepy quotes to say? Oh, he blinks sideways. That's gross. Ugh.
It's not working.
The other is yours. Do as
Zeb, come on. You can take out a couple probe droids, right? They're itty bitty.
Why?
know we'll find the others, so why not just tell me where they are?
Because, unlike you, I can shut up. You're like a broken protocol droid.
We know about Ahsoka Tano.
Who's Ahsoka Tano?
As pretty as you are. What? I only need you alive. That doesn't mean in one piece.
That's what I picked up on. He's just like, oh, pretty? You think I'm pretty?
Chopper.
And also, that's kind of weird, girl. He's like a child, and you're a grown woman. And there's some weird sexual things that she's been doing that I'm like, nah.
Hello, Spectre 6. Come in. Do you read? This is Commander Mayluran.
Sahib.
Commander Mayluran, yes, I can hear you.
You missed your check-in. Am I correct in assuming mechanical difficulties have your craft stranded again and you're in need of help with repairs? Very well. Meet you in Bay 6. And don't worry, we'll fix everything. Just keep your chin up, and it'll all be fine.
Chin up. Chin up.
Just look up.
What?
Time to get out of here. This seems like a running star situation rather than the other. Oh, that's not good. Shoot them! You have a blaster!
The doors are closing!
I can't hold them alone!
Good job, Zeb. I'm proud of Zeb.
I win.
They've just been playing chess the entire time.
Discipline when you set your mind to it.
What? Wait, are you trying to say you're teaching me a lesson?
There are many ways to find victory.
I'm not sure if I like you more or less now.
Yeah, we do. About the 2 Inquisitors we just ran into.
Inquisitors?
Yes, 2. We got lucky. Zeb saved us. Without him, things could have been bad.
Well done, soldier.
It was a group effort.
Kanan, they knew about Ahsoka.
I'll tell her.
Did you know there was more than one?
No, I didn't. Do you think Ahsoka knows?
I honestly don't know.
I guess they don't know where the Inquisitors come from. Or what they're about. So that was season 2, episode 5. Always 2 there are. That's obviously a reference to the Sith rule of 2. There's always 2, a master and apprentice. I wonder what that's referring to though in this situation. Because yeah, there's 2 Inquisitors, but neither one of them's a master or apprentice. For the most part, they just seem to be fighting against each other more than anything else. But yeah, there was a reason why there was the rule of 2, is that more than 2 Sith, you start getting people fighting against each other and then trying to always gain power over each other. And with the rule of 2, there's a clear, here's the Sith that's in charge and here's the Sith that follows. And one day that Sith that follows will kill the master and become the master and then take on a new apprentice. And then with all the Inquisitors, who are all Darksiders, but not technically Sith, but they're Sith adjacent, but left to their own devices without a clear leader, they kind of just apparently infight. But I think that's why there was a Grand Inquisitor to kind of keep everyone in line. But he's dead, and I guess all the Inquisitors are kind of maybe fighting on who gets to be the new Grand Inquisitor, because there is that power vacuum now. Unless the Grand Inquisitor isn't like an actual title and the leader of the Inquisitors, and it's just like the first Inquisitor. It's interesting though, because I have played Jedi Fallen Order, so I'm probably going into the show with more information about the Inquisitors than I necessarily should. At least for completely blind reaction. But even going into that game, I kind of knew about the Inquisitors, at least kind of vaguely. So it's interesting looking at the show and having more information about the Inquisitors than the characters necessarily do. I think I assumed that they knew what the Inquisitors were, that they were a group of trained individuals whose job it was to hunt down Jedi. But obviously that's not true, and apparently the Inquisitors are kind of a secret at this point, at least to our group of rebels. I'm wondering how Ahsoka stayed out of the Empire's radar for so long, considering she's been working with the rebellion, and I know she's been going by her codename Fulcrum, but there seems to be at least a chunk of people who know who she is. So the fact that Vader and the Empire have not gotten whiff of her at all, and the fact that, like, she's never run in with any of the Inquisitors before is kind of interesting. It also makes me think, how long have the Inquisitors been sent out to try to take out the rest of the Jedi? Because if I remember correctly, it was super early on. It was like right after Order 66, because in the Vader comics, which take place right afterwards, the Inquisitors are kind of shown, at least in the early training. I have a feeling, though, there's going to be some big reveals about the Inquisitors that are not going to be such big reveals to me because, again, I played Jedi Fallen Order. Because I've realized that they don't know that they used to be former Jedi that were taken and, tormented until they fell to the dark side. I have a feeling that's going to be like some sort of big reveal, and then I'm going to be like, yeah, I knew. But yeah, I was expecting that one Inquisitor that we saw in the last couple episodes. Not really expecting another one to show up, so we had not only one of the Inquisitor brothers, but an Inquisitor sister, who was infinitely creepier than the other one. I like the fact that each Inquisitor seems to have, like, their own distinct personalities, and the fact that the new Inquisitor sister seems to have, like, these pet probe droids. So yeah, it looks like it is the 5th brother and the 7th sister. Voiced by Sarah Michelle Gellar. Okay. I thought her voice sounded familiar. That's not who I was expecting at all. But it is kind of funny that she is voicing an Inquisitor because obviously Kanan is voiced by Freddie Prinze Jr. and, they're married. So yeah, okay, the 7th sister is Buffy the Vampire Slayer herself. So yeah, I think she's a kind of interesting character and her design's kind of cool. It is very reminiscent of the 2nd sister, I think it was, from Jedi Fallen Order. I think the 7th sister is a much cooler Inquisitor right off the bat than the 5th brother. She had a much more distinct personality and kind of her own traits, and I like her character design a little more. At the very beginning, I thought she actually might have been Barriss, Luminara's apprentice, because that is a character who we haven't seen since the Clone Wars, when she betrayed everyone and then framed Ahsoka for bombing a building. So I've always kind of wondered where she ended up. And we've seen where Luminara ends up. So that's a kind of a loose end that was tied up there. We never saw what happened to Barriss. And since I'm getting the show, I thought, it would make sense if she ended up becoming an Inquisitor, because a lot of the Padawans that ended up, surviving Order 66, but didn't have, like, a super strong allegiance to the Jedi, or were more self-serving and wanting to survive, ended up becoming Inquisitors. So it would make sense for her to become an Inquisitor, because she was already kind of iffy on the Jedi, and, iffy morally speaking. So I've been thinking that it would make sense for her to become Inquisitor. I thought that might have been Barriss for a hot second. It doesn't seem to be. But yeah, just at the moment, the 7th sister seems to be the one whose personality is more filled out than the 5th brother. The only thing that really creeped me out about him was the fact that his eyelids, he blinked sideways. Not a fan of that. But yeah, she had, a weird way of moving like a spider, which I was not a fan of. She had, a generally kind of, sexual attitude to her, which was okay, but when you're doing it towards a 15-year-old, that gets a little creepy. There's no reason for a grown woman to call a 15-year-old boy pretty like that. I'm sorry, I always end up pausing the show before the credits usually start, but I played this so I could look to see who played the Inquisitor, because I don't like Googling anything, for spoiler reasons. Yeah, so this was the first time I've ever, actually really read the credits. I think at the very beginning I noticed that I looked at it for 5 seconds and realized it was, Freddie Prinze Jr. as Kanan and Steve Bloom as Zeb. But I like the fact that in the credits it's Taylor Gray, Ezra Bridger, Vanessa Marshall, Hera Syndulla, And then at the very end, it's as himself, Chopper. That is amusing. But I'm also glad that Zeb got to hold his own in this episode. Obviously, he's not gifted in the Force like Ezra is. It's nice to see that the show's not just treating Zeb as the brawn of the group. He is a character that could very easily just go into that mindless kind of barbarian style of character of, well, he's the muscle, and that's it. But he's a very complex character in his own right, with complicated past, and he's not dumb, which I appreciate. He's a little brash and a little hot-headed sometimes, but I appreciate that they never make him stupid. He has the ability to outsmart characters and be clever and make interesting plans. So yeah, he got his little moment to shine, which I'm happy about. I just love his relationship with everyone, though. He is kind of the big brother of the group, in the way that, like, Rex was to Ahsoka in the Clone Wars, but Zeb is more of the asshole big brother. Like, yeah, he cares about you, but he's also gonna dunk on you at any given point. Like, Zeb is very ride or die, but he's gonna give you shit the entire time. And you see that mostly with Ezra and Chopper. Ezra, he definitely seems to care about. Chopper, I think he legitimately would leave for scraps if he could. But yeah, we got a new threat, and they seem to actually be threatening, so I'm glad they were actually able to make these Inquisitors threatening to our Ghost Crew. I don't know how threatening they will be when the Ghost Crew is all together and you have Kanan and Hera and possibly Ahsoka and Rex now. So we'll see how intimidating the Inquisitors are whenever they're not outnumbering the amount of lightsaber wielders in the group and whenever they don't have the element of surprise. So yeah, that was my reaction to Season 2, Episode 5 of Star Wars Rebels. Always 2 there are. Thank you so much for watching. And if you like this reaction, don't forget to like and subscribe. It actually really helps out the channel and keeps me motivated to actually make more of these. So thank you so much for watching, and as always, I'll see you next time. Bye!